What you're looking at is Aprilia's new BS6 compliant SR160. And unlike most upgrades to BS6, Aprilia has taken it a step further because this one gets a slightly larger engine. So let's take a look at what the new SR is like. In the transition to comply with BS6 norms, Aprilia decided to slightly increase the cubic capacity of the air-cooled single from 154.8cc to 160cc via an increase in the stroke. Meanwhile, the carburetor has been replaced with a fuel injection system. The result of these efforts is a 0.84 HP increase in power and a 0.7 Nm increase in torque. Aprilia has also said that the curb weight hasn't increased, which is quite impressive. None of those changes are really visible from the outside, apart from the new catalytic converter that sits in the new fatter exhaust header pipe, which looks quite nice to be honest. The new Catcon also hasn't changed the way the SR160 sounds, and you'll notice that it sounds quite similar to the SR150. However, once you set off, you'll find that the scooter feels notably smoother, and it remains that way till you cross the 70 to 80 kph mark. This smoothness, however, has come at the cost of an initial punch off the line that made the previous scooter a bit more exciting. This reduced feeling of urgency shows in our performance tests as well. Clocking around 8 seconds in the sprint to 60 kph, the SR160 is actually half a second slower than the SR150 we tested last year. Nevertheless, the Aprilia SR remains India's quickest scooter, albeit by a slim margin over 125cc scooters such as the BS6 Suzuki Access. As far as top speed is concerned, the SR160 managed to nudge past the 90 kph mark on the speedometer. Aprilia has also fixed the speedo error the older model faced. An area where the SR remains untouched is in the way it rides. Aprilia did tweak the suspension last year to make it more absorbent over our broken and undulating roads, but it's still really stiff, especially at lower speeds. On the flip side, this suspension setup gives the SR its genuinely sporty handling. Show the SR a series of corners and it shines. The confidence with which the SR flows through a series of bends remains unlike any scooter. The SR is also easy to tip into a corner despite the 14-inch wheels, and the MRFs offer sufficient grip and feedback. The brakes are the best we've experienced on an Indian scooter. The bite on the front disc is powerful and the feedback through the lever is accurate. The ABS too is well calibrated and doesn't come in until required. However, when it does, it stays on for a bit. While it still looks sharp and sporty, the SR160's feature list is not as impressive. It doesn't get an LED headlight, there's no multi-function ignition slot, and the semi-digital instrument cluster could have displayed more information. Sadly, there are quite a few 125cc scooters that pack more, and it would have been nice to see Aprilia throw in more features. With a starting price of Rs 1,05,000, the SR160 costs roughly around Rs 20,000 more than the BS4 SR150 and right in the territory of some really good 150cc motorcycles. That said, the SR150 doesn't have any direct rivals yet, and it does make sense if you're looking for a good-looking scooter with sporty characteristics. The SR160's BS6 motor is also a sign of what we can expect from the upcoming Aprilia SXR160 Maxi scooter that will use the same engine. With its more spacious ergonomics and expected improvement in comfort, the SXR should make a good match for this motor, and is something we look forward to when it launches later this year.